Hi, this is Mrs. Holbrook, and this is another basic STEM algebra review video on literal equations, rearranging variables to pick the one of interest. Okay, when we start with this, we need to find the variable that they're asking for. So we need to determine where's the variable that you need to isolate to get a loan. Example, if V equals L times W times H, and we want to see the formula focused on the height, which is H. We first need to identify where's our H at. Well, right there. There's the H. What are they doing to the H? Well, when L and W and H are written side by side like that, they're multiplying. So how do we undo multiply? Well, you undo by dividing. So in order to get H alone, we need to get rid of the L and the W. So we would end up dividing all of this by L and W, and that becomes a 1, that becomes a 1, and H is by itself, but don't forget whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So we would also divide the V by L and W. So what is the solution in terms of H? That's just a fancy way of saying what's H when it's alone. H equals the volume, or the height equals the volume divided by the length times the width. Okay, and that's what we do. So you find the variable that they're asking you for, figure out what they're doing to it so you know how to undo it, and then move things around. So let's look at another example. Okay, solve for k. The idea still works for even more complicated situations, and we need to work from the outside in. So here's our k, but we don't want to start right here with this 2. We need to move out further and then work our way in towards the k. So here's what I need alone, but I have this r floating out here first. Well, again, there's no plus sign in front of it, there's no minus sign in front of it, so we have to go with or assume that it's positive. So we are going to subtract r from each side, and I really like this method. If you don't, that's okay, I apologize, but I think it keeps me a little more organized. So negative 2k equals, now can I combine my 15 minus r? No, because this doesn't have any r's, so this is just 15 minus r. I still need this k alone, so what are they still doing to it? Well, they're still multiplying it by negative 2. So to finish getting it alone, I need to divide all of this by negative 2. So then we're left with k, because negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, equals 15 minus r divided by negative 2. You can move your negative out front of the whole thing if you want to. Okay, same idea. We're looking for k right here. We want to work from the outside in, so farthest away basically from the k. So we have this minus 2z that we can get rid of first by adding 2z plus 2z. Split that. So now I see that I did it on both sides of the equal sign, or both sides of the equation. So we have 6k equals 12 plus 2z. K is still not alone. It's got this 6 with it, and that means that they're multiplying it since there's no plus, minus, or divide in between. So we divide by 6. Now in this situation, so 6 divided by 6 is 1, I'm going to simplify this side a little bit because 12 divided by 6 is simply 2. And then 2 over 6 is the fraction 1/3 z. So these are equivalent. 2 plus 1/3 z is the same as 12 plus 2z divided by 6. It's just simplified. And our third example here, 4k plus h equals negative 2k minus 14. We have a k on each side of the equal sign, so we need to move things around here. And I don't like negatives, so I'm going to start by adding 2k. That does not mean that that's where you have to start. It's just the way I like to do it. 4k plus 2k is 6k. We still have plus h there, and it equals negative 14. Well, again, my goal is to get k alone, so I need to move this h first, or next, I guess. So 6k equals negative 14 minus h. Again, we can divide each side by 6. And we get k equals, and again if I simplify, this would be negative 7/3 minus 1/6 h. If you leave it like this for right now, that's fine. I'll accept that. Just know on a multiple choice test, you may not see the complicated form. It may be simplified. Okay, a couple more to look at. The formula C equals 5/9 of the sum of F minus 32 relates temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit F and degrees Celsius C. What is F in terms of C? That just means get F alone. So here's our F. Well, I don't like this 5/9. So to get rid of that, I multiply both sides by 9/5. So that puts a 9/5 right in front of my C. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Or if you multiplied, 45 divided by 45 is 1. So I now have 9/5 C equals F minus 32. Again, we worked from the outside in there, outside the parentheses. Now we're working into it. So we're going to add 32 to each side. And we get 9/5 C plus 32 equals your Fahrenheit. And that's your answer. F is alone. There's nothing else to do there. And one more that we'll do together here. The equation V equals 1/3 pi r squared h relates volume, the radius, and the height of a cone. Write h in terms of V and r. So again, we're looking for h alone. Well, to start with, let's get rid of this fraction. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3 over 1. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Something looked funny all of a sudden. I think we're still recording. Okay, so we're going to multiply each side by 3 over 1. So I have 3v equals pi r squared h. Okay, 3v, these canceled out, or they equal to 1, so we don't see them anymore. Here's my h. They're multiplying it by pi and r squared. So to undo that multiply, we divide pi r squared. So here's a 1, here's a 1, and there's h by itself. So h equals 3 times the volume divided by pi times the radius squared. And that's our solution. Okay, so before class tomorrow, give these 3 problems a try. So number 1, we're solving for V. And number 2, it wants to know what is C in terms of K. And in number 3, they want to know what is B in terms of H and A, height and area. Good luck!